Let's move on to the next habit that helps to balance hormones and improve symptoms of PMS, and it is to eat breakfast. That's right. No skipping breakfast, my friends. If the meals we eat in a day could be viewed as a series of performances, then breakfast would be the opening act. It sets the stage for our blood sugar and hormone regulation for the rest of the day. But if you're someone who skips breakfast, you may be setting yourself up for a cascade of hormonal chaos in more ways than one. Now, when I'm talking about eating breakfast, I'm not just talking about any old breakfast. I'm talking specifically about a hormone-healthy, nourishing breakfast, which is ideally savory and contains a good amount of protein, fiber, healthy fat, and optional starch and fruit. Why is a savory breakfast more ideal for your hormones? Because when we begin our days with breakfast, such as cereal, jam on toast, granola, muesli, banana bread, fruit smoothies, Pop-Tarts, or a muffin, we are strapping ourselves in for a blood sugar roller coaster ride. These low nutrient, high sugar foods spike your blood glucose and insulin levels, throwing off the signaling of all other hormones in the body, taxing our adrenal glands and our sex hormones, which in short term, it makes you hungry, grumpy, and tired within just a few hours of eating. But in the long term is a recipe for all sorts of hormonal health concerns, to menstrual irregularities, PMS, fertility challenges, to setting the stage for chronic inflammation, weight gain, diabetes, and more. I was personally someone who was brought up as a kid on a breakfast of toast and cereal. Cocoa Pops, say no more. Favorite thing ever. And it took me a lot of unlearning and relearning of what a complete breakfast looks like. So if you want more guidance on how to make a hormone healthy breakfast with the best foods that tick the boxes of protein, fats, and fiber, definitely check out my mini course, The Better Period Method, link below, where I break this down in so much more depth, giving you simple recipes, meal plans, and shopping lists to make it easy for you to eat hormone healthy. Now, like with anything, there are exceptions. I really do not believe there is a one-size-fits-all approach for every single human. Some people may genuinely do well without breakfast. There is, of course, lots of positive research on intermittent fasting, which makes it super tempting. But intermittent fasting for women is more complicated, and it's really important to be aware that most of the research is conducted on men. Now, our physiology is very different from men, obviously, so our body is not going to respond to fasting in the same way. Let's really briefly talk about how intermittent fasting affects female hormones. So, firstly, the female reproductive system is particularly sensitive to stress, and fasting can be perceived as a stressor to the body, as our hormones are very, very sensitive to how much food we consume. So, calorie and food restriction, which occurs with fasting and skipping meals like breakfast, is perceived by your hypothalamus, the hormone command center in your brain, that you are in a stressful environment where there is not enough food. It doesn't know that you're not in a famine, right? So it decides that it is not a safe time for you to bring a baby into the world, and it turns down the production of your reproductive hormones required for ovulation and menstruation. This can in turn cause unwanted symptoms such as PMS, missing periods, and even fertility challenges. The body, it is oh so smart, right? One of the few studies that included both male and female subjects found that whilst intermittent fasting was supportive for men, it impaired blood sugar responses for women. Does this mean it negatively impacts every woman? No, but knowing that this is a possibility then equips you with the awareness to feel into if fasting works for you, and then you can make an educated decision yourself. If you do try fasting and you start to experience symptoms of PMS, or your periods go missing, or they become irregular, this may be a sign that fasting doesn't work for you. Please don't ignore the signs. At the end of the day, So much of our hormonal balance is dictated by our blood sugar balance. So if you're someone who experiences PMS, you need to take action to regulate your blood sugar. And one simple way to do this is to eat a complete, savory, protein-rich breakfast within 30 to 90 minutes of waking up. You'll be supporting hormonal signaling and priming yourself for a day of abundant energy, good digestion, stable moods, and efficient metabolism. So, tell me in the comments, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Or tell me if you're a breakfast skipper, how do you feel about this new habit? I want to know. Remember, you are designed to feel good. Symptoms are an indication that your hormones are not performing effectively, and long-term, not addressing PMS, pain, or irregularities is a significant health risk, and it needs to be taken seriously. The most effective way to reclaim your health is to start with your habits and making small, achievable improvements to your daily habits that are permanent and not a fad. Making changes to your food and lifestyle, it can feel overwhelming. I've been there. And staying consistent, it can be really hard. But education is what makes it easier. Which is why you'll want to watch my next video to learn more about improving your hormonal health naturally for better periods without the PMS or cramps that get in your way of feeling amazing all month long. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.